Kathy, Jason, you make your way. Jason's going to share a few words.
Good morning. Nothing but the happy notes today. My name is Jason Arthur, and I've known Mike since 1974. I think we were freshmen at Northwest Christian High School. And I'm going to take some notes from Jeff and stick to the script. Kind of. Anybody that knows me knows that's not possible. So. Yeah, I got some thoughts about that, especially in those early days. There was a group of us that were in school together, guys. Mark Dressback, Mike Crumbaker, Cy Kaiser, Brent Baldwin, Steve Wolf, myself. We were pretty inseparable. We did a lot of stuff together. And in those formidable years, we did a lot of stuff, a lot of experiences together. We learned how to drive. We could talk about 10 years about that stuff. Girls, sports, school, just everything in school, choir, the overnighters at each other's house. We did a lot of stuff in Spokane. You know, the World's Fair was in 1974. And, you know, just spending time with that Rat Pack gave us each, I think, a ton of confidence. I felt like we could do anything in those days. It was really unbelievable. Golden years, people talk about that stuff, but that was really, really special for me. I know it was for Mike too, and the other guys. We had a bond, and we did a lot of stuff together, and we just felt like we could do anything together. And my friendship with Mike really blossomed in those years, and with those other guys. I learned some kind of signature things about Mike, that infectious laugh. It wasn't always so great. We went to a private Christian school, and that laugh you could hear from here down the street. And sometimes there was a little explaining to do behind that. It didn't always go so well. Mike did love music, and he liked it loud. Anybody that knows him, man, he liked it loud. I remember he had his own stereo system as a young man in high school, and I'd go to his house, and the neighbors never came over and told him to turn it down, but I don't know why they didn't, because he always liked his music loud. And that was a great thing about it. And Mike could sing. Melissa's right, Mike could sing. He didn't sing publicly a lot, but man, he had pipes. He could sing, and he could sing anything. And he'd crank the radio or crank whatever was on, and yeah, he could do it. As a matter of fact, Mike and Cy and myself, our first concert was Boston. By the way, that's a group. Google it, okay? It was awesome. We were so blown away. It was 1977, 8, something like that. We were so blown away. Unbelievable. And then we went to Foreigner, rocker, by the way. And then something light, like Bread, I think is what we went to. And those were unbelievable times in our life. And Mike and Cy and I shared an apartment for a while there in Spokane, and a lot of stuff went on then. A lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff. Lots of time to gain ground in that friendship. To say the least, Mike had an influence in my life, for sure, my friendship with him. So much so that when I got married to Lily, he was my best man. And at the ceremony, before the ceremony started, Mike came to me and he said, "Are you ready to do this?" I know what you're thinking. He said, "Are you ready to get married?" You know, that's not what he meant. He said, "Are you ready to sing to her?" Because I was going to sing to my wife. Mike knew me well. He knew that was going to be tough. As it turned out, it went great. So. Mike's influence didn't stop there. My firstborn son, Jason Michael Thomas Arthur, was named after Michael. That says a lot about our friendship. 1995, Lily and I moved to Oregon. And it was because Mike sent me a clipping out of the newspaper about how things were going here in Portland and this area about work. And it turned out we ended up living, and we've been here ever since. And we stayed with Mike and Margot at that time for about a month, I think. The whole family. So, yeah, influential for sure. And from that time on, we've been in the same proximity as Mike and Margot, and we've shared a lot of life together. Kids parties, New Year's Eve parties, Super Bowl parties, lots of parties, lots of stuff, lots of fun. And through those years, Mike and I spent thousands of hours talking and sharing stuff about parenting and marriage, and our work, faith, politics, sports, health issues. I believe that our friendship was connected in two main things. One was our love for Jesus, who came to this earth to redeem it and everything in it, including our friendships. And the other was our love for family. And I heard Mike say many times about his kids, Jeff and Melissa. His words that he used were words like, they're amazing. I don't know how they do that. You're talking about something that they, I don't know how they do that. Or they're just plain awesome. Mike loved his kids and his grandkids, and he beamed about them always, as you've heard previously. I also watched him love Margot for 40 plus years. And that, anybody who's been around them for more than 5 minutes knew they were in love. That's a love story. And a good one. Classic. Mike was a great storyteller. He had a good memory, attention to detail, could bring you into his stories. And of course, with that signature laugh and that kind spirit and a gentleness, he somehow would find a way to make you feel value in that story that he was telling. I miss him. There's a lot of boxes that are checked in our friendship, in our relationship. And there's probably some things missing that I'm really glad that they're not in there. I can think of 2 or 3. One is jealousy, tension, anxiety, drama. We didn't have that stuff. We really didn't. That friendship was easy from day one. It was great. And I loved every minute. I always looked forward to seeing Mike and Mark. Always. Another great thing about our friendship is that we would greet each other always with a hug. And during that journey of life that we've had together, we'd express our admiration, respect, and love for one another verbally, always. And we never left things unsaid. So when it came close to the end for Mike, there really wasn't much to say about him except that I loved him as a brother. And Mike and Margo were, to our kids, they're closer than family. They are family, just like Mark and Kathy. I love Mike and I'm gonna miss him. And he's probably just getting off his hog right now with Mark, drinking something cold on the day that they just spent. If there's motorcycles in heaven, that's where he is.
Thank you for that, Jason. Pat, would you make your way up to the platform?
I'm more nervous than when I got married. Boy. Jeff, forgive me if I reiterate some of the things that you said. We could have compared notes beforehand, but I don't know if I could have changed what I had written down here. In life, we make friends along the way, but the true blessings is if one of those friends becomes more like a brother or a sister. Mike was one of those people to me. Ours was a bond that lasted the span of 46 years. It's a friendship that most people only dream of. I met Mike in the summer of 1976. It was my senior year of high school, and I just transferred from a high school of 1,500 in my class to a class of 31. That was culture shock. Prior to school, I played basketball in summer league for Northwest Christian. And Mike was a part of that team, and along with several other guys, quickly welcomed me into their circle of friends. And Jason, yes, it was a Rat Pack. We had a bond that nobody could describe. We were inseparable, and it's something that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. After graduation, Mike and I attended Spokane Falls Community College together. In the winter of 1979, Mike lived with my family. I have many enjoyable memories of that time, but one of the favorites that took place shortly after he had arrived, I had knee surgery. I was in a skiing accident. And back then, they just didn't do a scope. They put you in a whole leg cast. Mike proved to be a great nurse during my recovery. I'll never forget one time as I was lying in bed with my full leg cast, and Mike was laying on the floor at the foot of my bed with a feather tickling in my toes. And he just got off on that. He laughed so hard, I finally had to take my crutch and push him away. When he found something humorous, you couldn't help but laugh along with him because he had such a deep belly laugh.